Hey guys, hey, I am here in the kitchen today. I just want to show you a quick process of how I do like my chocolate caramel cake. Well, mostly how I just put on the caramel on top of the cake, like decorate it and all of that stuff. Oops, I just like bumped the camera, but that is cool. So I've got my two cakes, and you can see the other one doesn't really have a top because I kind of leveled it out with a, what do you call this, with a knife, a bread knife, normal bread knife. I'm not so fancy like using those fancy things that like chefs use on Chef's Club. It's just me Vusumzi here, and I don't like have that. So two layers of cake, and I've got some caramel here and a spatula. I'm gonna use a spatula to put the caramel in between the cake and on top of the cake. And then also I've got myself some PE gloves. I got these at Mambo's, East London, 9 rand 99, 10 rand actually. I use these just so like I'm neat, you know, I don't like being messy and all of that stuff. So usually I'm just gonna start off by putting on my my gloves. I'm gonna start by putting on my gloves. Greatness. If you are still with me, I'm just gonna show you guys how, just a quick process of me decorating my chocolate caramel cake from my business, the Craft Table. If you don't know that, I've got a business, it's called the Craft Table, and I make cakes, muffins, sandwiches, a lot of things. I've just got into savory food, stews and stuff. So this is my caramel. My caramel here, like you can just get caramel in a tin, nothing fancy. It's really up to you. So this is the caramel. It's like the consistency is so velvety. It's so velvety. It's so cool. Nice and velvety. Cool. So you take it out of a can if you're gonna go through that route, and you whip it for about 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It's really up to you and what you're gonna do for the cake, with the caramel. Personally, I use mine for the chocolate caramel cake, and it works best if I just whip it for 2 minutes. Nothing heavy. I don't really want to incorporate air, all of that. I don't want the cake to be heavy on top of the caramel. But yeah, so let's get right at it. Which one am I gonna use at the top? I don't want like a messy top one. So I'm gonna put this one, like I'm gonna make it upside down, turn it upside down. So I'm gonna start off by just making a first coat. That's too much. A first coat of caramel over the cake. Just a little bit. That's a lot. Let's see. Is this fine? A little bit more, less? Yeah, I think this is enough. And then what I'm gonna do is just like hold the cake and like spread it over, like make it very thin spread, because you're gonna have a second coat. And what this helps with is, firstly, you save so much like caramel frosting, whatever you're using, because you've got this thin layer that will be supporting your second layer. I mean, your first coat that will be supporting your second coat, because like or else it's just all going to absorb into the sponge, because it's a sponge and it has little holes. So you need to create like a buffer, in a way, a primer or buffer, whatever you want to call it. And then now I'm ready for my second one. Let's see, so this part is gonna go at the bottom. So I don't really need it to be like perfect, like eye appealing, all of that. It's all about just making sure that when you're having your slice of cake, you have nice caramel in the middle, like you're having like a caramel sandwich. Like imagine that, like a chocolate caramel sandwich. You know, I'm kind of happy with that a bit. Let me just show you guys. All right, cool. That's it. Maybe let me just smooth it out on the edges a bit. Cool, that's it. So now I've got my second layer, the one that I evened out using a bread knife. It doesn't look so perfect, which is fine because I'm gonna turn it upside down and look at that. So perfect. You're not even gonna see the bottom. That's a trick, by the way. So I'm just gently gonna place this over. Ooh, okay, cool. That's a perfect fit. Just get rid of the crumbs on the sides. And just bring it up so you can see. You can see from sides. Cool. Now, I am going to put my first coat of caramel. My first coat of caramel. I think that's a little bit too much at the top. I'm gonna put this coat of caramel at the top. You know, when you like spread your icing, your caramel, your frosting, whatever it is, when you use the bottom side of the cake, it's so much more satisfying, so much more efficient. You know, like it's just much better. It's all even. Like, it just gives you a sense of confidence that your cake is going to look good at the end. So there we go. Like, gotta be a painter. Don't mind the messy plate on the sides. I am going to cut this up and put it inside of some serving plates. And then that's my second coat of caramel. Oh, you see now it's starting to come together. Very soon we won't see any of the chocolate cake sponge underneath the caramel, which is what we want, but we're gonna leave the sides naked because caramel is so expensive. A third coat. You see what I'm talking about? Oh, there I go, shaking that camera again. That's so satisfying. It looks so good, you know. I sell these for my business, the Craft Table. That's Craft with a K if you're trying to look me up on Facebook or the Gram or TikTok, YouTube. I sell this cake for 200 Rand. In King Williamstown, I mean in other cities, it depends. Because if I had to fly up and go to Johannesburg, I charge you about 300 Rand. And that's only if I had like other customers to go sell there. I'm in the Eastern Cape right now, but I'm having some plans of doing a cake sale in the city on the 26th of November. So hit me up on my DM if you are interested. And then I'm just going to finish off the rest of the caramel over on top of the cake. This looks so good. Oh my goodness. You know, I like to have the endings, whatever is left on the spatula. Cool. So what's next? What do I have? So right now, okay, that was my dog. Right now I've got like, I've got this piece, the one that I cut out from the top of the cake. If you remember, before I turned it upside down, you should remember that. So I'm just gonna take it and I'm just gonna like crease it up and just like let it make it crumble and just like let it crumble over the top of my cake just as a decoration, a finishing touch. You know, we want to have this messy chocolate caramel cake, and it's just so good to have it like this. You know, cake in the bottom, cake in the middle, cake everywhere. You know, perfect icing, sorry, I mean perfect caramel to cake ratio. Nothing goes wasted, and my dogs can't eat this because chocolate's not good for them. So yeah, that is a process. Thank you so much for joining me for my chocolate caramel cake. I mean, this is not how I serve it to people, obviously. It's just how I make it for myself here at home. But yeah, this is it.